I started out as a kid, but yeah, I'm not born like that.
Yeah.
But no, it's I think I didn't start as a breakdancer, but this was the first thing that really came into my life as something very spiritual. I think.
Spiritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to know, I think dancing is a very beautiful way of being alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's the purest form of expression for me, and it's a very beautiful way to try to understand the world. I think it's through music and through movement, which are not calculated. Especially with breakdance, there's a lot of improvisation involved, and you're constantly moving on the earth in another way. So I think it was very interesting for me to start from this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a kind of put me on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, and when you're in it, suddenly you get something that's uplifting, and this uplifting feeling is incredibly beautiful. And I think this feeling of expression, where you feel, in fact, I'm just hanging between the heaven and the earth. This really was like, okay, I have to continue, and I started with some theater and music, and from this combination I wanted to make some films. But
and what age are we talking about? This was your youth?
I think I was 17, 18, yeah.
Okay.
But cinema never touched me before. I was not a cinephile lover.
Not?
Yes,
or you weren't at that point?
Yeah, well, because then I had to do something, and I think it was my mom that told me, you can go to cinema school. I think this can be something for you, and she knows me very well.
Yeah.
I think we look a lot like each other. Yeah, I dedicated the film to my mom, by the way.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but nobody saw it, because at the ending I was like, this is for my mom. It's very important for me, because this is really, I want to thank her with this film, because this is a part of my education. I think the things I had from her through my childhood until the person I am, I think this is the best thing we can give her back. Is something like, wow, look how loaded my life has been until now.
It's incredible that you say this, because actually we had this discussion yesterday. We were talking about how can you thank your parents for what they did. And I think I'm making it sound like this. Okay, you raised the the level really high.
Yeah, and they're both here, and she doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to do the red carpet with her.
Okay.
Yeah, this I think it's been a cherry on top.
Wow. And she was at the screening also?
Yeah.
No, I can. Wow,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
It was really something, you know. But yeah, besides that, maybe I'm not a mama's boy, totally not. But I think I really I'm thankful for all these things. I'm not only thankful to her, but as well to just being here and alive and experiencing this thing around me, which is called life. It's amazing from everything, and not only can, but at the same time just the dead moments or everything. And I think but I think I forgot your question, where we started from, sorry.
Actually I have another one.
Okay, cool.
Do you come from an artistically background? Are you very artistically involved? Or?
My mom's a writer.
A writer, okay.
Yeah, my mom is
like books, like an author, or is she a writer?
You know, books. She writes child books and semi-adult books, and I grew up around books and paintings and this really an artistic environment. My brothers and sisters, a lot of them, I have a lot, and they're all in some way involved in expression, and we all express each other always towards each other. It's very direct.
Yeah.
But it's good. I think it's a beautiful relationship we have, and I think it's a very good starting point for maybe becoming a director, because you're always communicating with people, and the way you tell it to people is very important, or not tell it to people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had some breakdancing, theater, and then somehow
I made some hip hop music. I made some because I was very much into sampling and keyboards, and I have a huge record collection at home, and I did some DJing and scratching, and I really loved, because that as well was something very. If I do something, I want to do it good. It's not an obsession, but it's just the fact that I'm controlled by this medium, and this controls me at the end. So the moment I started dancing, I did my homework in school to be able to dance at home at night. I was every night just doing stuff and really trying to figure out a way of expressing. And the same with music, you can really try to work with the samples, and cut up existing things. It's in a way what I did with the story. It was just reusing material in a new form, you know. So there's a lot of it in it as well. And but same with the music, you know, that it really opened my musical background as well, because I listen to everything. As long as it's pure, as long as it's good, I don't care. I don't. Expression is universal, I think. You know, so I'm not a musical racist.
Musical Nazi.
No, yeah, but there are a lot of them, you know.
I am. On Facebook, I'm a music Nazi.
Okay, cool. Heil.
And then somehow you made it to film school in Belgium.
Yeah.
And then after this, did you? Because I read it to a graduation project.
Yeah.
Okay. So congratulations, first of all. But yeah, I'm sure the school didn't react that good when you first proposed the movie.
Oh, well, yeah, I think you're the first one that understand this. No, they really hated it.
Yeah.
They really did everything to make me not do it, you know. But the funny thing is, I'm very contrary. The more you say don't do it, the more I think like wow, there's really something going on. Like I'm onto something, because they were like, no, but this is completely dangerous. What you're doing, you're really provoking a lot of things, and this is. You will never be able to make films again if you do this, and la 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 la, you know. So I'm okay, you know. This is I'm a very peaceful person, and the only way to get me is through art, I think. So when they refused me to express myself, I felt like I really have to do it. I cannot. So I did it besides school. I did it on myself, and I found the money, and I just shot it with these guys, and we just had fun with it. Completely unexperienced crew. Nobody ever was on a set before or shot a film before. Nobody, me neither. I hate sets of somebody else's. So it was really something, you know. But okay, this is the essential thing of cinema, you know. I wanted to discover this medium. Like I said, I tried to figure out what is a medium. So I started out with the scenario, and okay, how can I make a film about this? Write a scenario.
Yes, you're a very. I mean, since you touched so many different art forms, you know.
Maybe.
What would you say is the aspect of filmmaking that was attracting you the most when you got into it? Because first of all, the cinematography that is absolutely amazing, but then there is a direction that you can see just by how the actors, and they just told us, well, Gust is my best friend, so I mean, you must be a great director as well. But then there is, I mean, edited scenes that are completely amazing. There is a work on the scripts, even though it is a theater play. There's still a script. Yeah. What would you say is, you know, what is the filmmaking aspect that was attracting you the most?
I think you said it, because it's the fact that you can combine everything. It's really the beautiful thing of cinema. It's the balance. I think that's also the quest in life, is find balance and everything. We have already everything in our hands. We just need to balance things all the time. You know, we are who we are, I think, you know, but it's just the art of every moment checking up again with the balance, and just, it's the same with art. There's so many art forms involved, but the balance is so important. You can, I hear when a soundtrack is 3 dB too loud or not enough. It's the balance of these things. It's the balance of the cut, 1 frame too much or not enough, and the contrast, you know, this is the beautiful thing of film, you know, you have so many forms and then so many people working on it, and just you have to find, there's only one way of getting there, you know, and it's from A to Z, you know, every step is as important as the one before. Like every person is as important as before. Sometimes we say like, yeah, I didn't like the film that much, but that's maybe because the Foley wasn't that good. We don't know, but you know, the balance, there was something wrong in it, and I think that's really the most fun for me, you know, the challenge of it's defying life.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
And it's, I mean, I'm starting to understand that one very important aspect for you is it's kind of a human aspect. So how, I mean, in everything you do, because like you say, it's about art is life basically, and then find the balance. Yeah. So how does that, how did that, you know, since the actors in the films are I don't know, what, like Down syndromes, they are.
Not all, but
yeah, not all, but yeah, of course.
No, okay.
But these are two, in a way different, and in a way it's the same, but in a way it's different. You know, humanities. I mean, they are, just like you said, also in the press script, is that you chose them because they cannot cheat themselves. They are themselves.
Yeah, yeah. I think the most difficult thing of film is the capturing of time, the recreating. Thinking of it we can do always, but the moment you're shooting, it's very important to have to work with people that are now. They have a state of mind which is in the present. They don't think of the shots that we shot yesterday or where we're going to edit it in the script, or they didn't know the script. They don't even know the title of the film. If you ask them why, it's okay, you know. It's the now. They're right now here making pictures with you and this is so touching. Really, I'm jealous of this.
Isn't this what we're looking for?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I'm very looking for the now always. So every moment is so pure for me. Being in Canada or being
it must be fire for you being here because it's one thing after another. And
no, because yesterday I was so calm. I thought I was going to stress, but no. For me it was the same. If I'm like a day waiting at a bus that's never going to show up, or being at Cannes, it's almost the moment. It's the way you look at it. They're all equal. And for them, that's the lesson they teach us. They don't realize it, but they teach us this lesson. Like everything is equal, everybody is equal. It's not only the director, but the script girl and everybody. They loved everybody as much. And this way of working is incredibly generous, especially from actors who are in general not very generous people. And there's no ego involved. There's only the moment and the happiness or the sadness, because very often they were sad, or one was missing his mom or had a nightmare, and they had to talk about it before we shot it, and they didn't feel it. And so okay, but even this, you know, because like I spent so many times, you know, even we wiping asses of going to the toilets with the actors, and all this stuff helped us getting there, you know. But this is good, you know. This is really, really good to do. And it's very difficult, I think, for me to now forget it and put it back, because it's in a way an addiction. I think, you know. Like I said, they can teach us so many things.
I have one important question. What does faith mean to you?
Okay. Wow.
It's very, very general, but
no. I think if you see the film, you know. But it may be interesting for your magazine, though. Faith is. There's a point where you start from and where you come back to. I think fate is basically what we're really maybe distinct us from animals almost. We're able to believe or not believe maybe, and this is very interesting because it makes us very much more than what we are. Like I said, we have this balance thing, and we have to play the life with the cards we have. But there's one card, it's like an ace, and this is fate for me, you know. Never give up on life. And I think that's fate, but it does, you know. It's not about I believe in God, I don't. No, it's more like it's the wind that like I said in the film, it's really like the wind that you have in life. And then it's not about believing in God, it's more about praying and thinking about it and reflecting on things. So for me, it's something that I never thought of, I think, before I was 22. Never, ever. And suddenly I started to think about it. And I look back on my life and the way that I've grown up. Although I'm a little tiny, like young boy here among all these great persons. But when I look back, I really thought it was that I always tried to look for realness and pureness in people and things around me, and I find this in faith. I think it's a very pure emotion. I've spent some times in favelas in Brazil when I was 18, and I lived there and with some people. It's really touched me how much they were believing in things or not believing in things, but this whole situation made them very human, and then I really became a bit depressed being a person in this modern society, which is really banalizing faith, because faith for them is like believing in God. There's two different things for me. No, you have to believe in faith first. This is universal. It has nothing to do with God, Allah, Buddha. I don't care. It's really something. It's very human. It's very earth. It's not about somebody up there. You know, we can believe the fact that if it's in a way, it's up there. It's the immensity of everything. It's stuff that you cannot explain. So. Look, I think it's the art of human is remain with your feet on the ground and with your head up in the sky, and not with your head in the ground and your feet in the sky. You know, but that's what a lot of people do when they talk about faith. they're walking on clouds, but the real thing is, and the church proves it every day, especially right now, it's very actual with the pedophile things. You know, their head is literally in the ground. It's not about spirituality anymore. I think Jesus was a bum, but a very clever bum, and I think he said some really clever stuff back in the days. They just started writing it down 200 years later, and then through time things changed. And it became Catholic, but it has nothing to do with the values of life anymore, you know. But it's okay. I think Tolstoy said that the Bible is a bag of mud with some pearls in it. It's just the art of cleaning it and find the pearls, and that's the most important thing of faith, I think. But it's there, and just, we can start today if you want to.
What did people tell you when you told them, okay, there's going to be 3 main actors and they are handicapped? Was it something that was that people were maybe a bit, well, you know, how is this going to turn out? Or?
Their reaction was not interesting for me. I was not occupied with what people thought. Ever. I am not until today. My crew never knew what we were doing. I don't like to communicate about this. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Issue at all, right?
No. Even worse, I really treated them like real actors. I got mad at them, and even today I got mad at one actor because he was acting it up. He's like, no, like this, you know, and you know, no, we get past this. It's there, dude. Like I said, we're all human, and they as well. So act like human and don't see him as something you have to treat with like silk gloves. And a lot of people thought I was really a pervert. I really got some mad mails, and when I started the project, I really, for a lot of people, it was very provoking. They thought I was making a freak show, and still today, people that saw the movie think I did. It's like, yeah, but it's like putting monkeys in a silly costume in a movie. I'm like, wow,
but they were
I'm not perfect. I think you're perfect with this idea, because if you think this, if you see it like this, then you're the one that saw them as little monkeys in costume.
You know? Perversion.
Yeah. But whatever, it's up to everybody, and I'm just one person, and my opinion right now doesn't matter anymore because it's out of my head. Like I said, the film is out there. Okay.
But how was it to work with them? Because the rhythm of the film, you know, it changes around. Sometimes it's a bit faster, sometimes, and often I saw it when you had dialogue scenes, it was a bit slower. Was it their way of acting that imposed this rhythm, or is it still a rhythm that you chose from the beginning?
Yeah, no, I think I chose a lot through editing. I think we really spent a lot of time in editing, because there was a very ethical question, and I really want to pass this ethical question. Like I want to see them as humans, but it's not possible. Very funny thing is, it wasn't possible. I had to think about it, because when I did my first cut, which was 3 hours. Okay, I had so many scenes. I had like one. This is another thing. I have to make a DVD with a lot of deleted scenes. But no, when I was editing, I stumbled on their defaults, and I want to keep them as they are. So with the falling and standing up as they are. So I'm like, no, they're pure. They have to be like this. And I showed the film to a couple of people, and they were laughing with the wrong reasons. And they're like, okay, I understand what you do, but you have too much respect for them. And that was what I learned. I have to really treat them as well, like actors do, and they make errors as well. And I had to clean it up sometimes, and have to sometimes, at the right points, leave their defaults in it. So it was a very ethical question. Where is the balance between just hiding who they are or laughing at them? Although I didn't want both of it. I shot it with a very pure mind, but suddenly images manifest something else. You know, people laugh at some points, even though you're very pure about this thing. So this was very difficult in the talking scenes to find this right balance and tempo through dialogue and through tempo of shots. We kept it very simple, like you saw. It's not about the form really for me. It's more about the content, and it was for me cool to go back in a world where everything is a bit slower. And yeah, I think that this really was okay for me. It came out of it. I never thought of it that way, but I never thought of the tempo of the film.
All right. Now I have an aesthetical question. The film is in black and white, and then there is one, I think it's now a famous scene,
Yeah.
where the camera is going up, so we don't know, maybe are we going into the heaven or whatever, and then it's a color scene. It's a beautiful woman, or I don't know,
it's a guy.
It's a guy. Yeah, so we got it right. Singing. Explain this.
Okay. There's not much to explain. Maybe there is, but you already felt it.
Yeah.
I think what you felt is that you're in a very safe world. Until then, everything is correct. Everything that happens is maybe new, but still you can place it in this world. It's very nice. Even the good, the bad is good. You know what I mean? Everything is good in a way.
Yeah.
And this is where, for me, the scenario lifts up from this old medieval theater piece into something more modern, because I really wanted to put them in a reality more. They go out and they go to the city to sing, and suddenly they are in a very, very strange place where this modern transsexual person sings a morning song and in Arab, and you feel as a viewer at this moment a bit abused by me. You suddenly realize, oh my God, it is cinema, it's a film. And this is, really where it becomes cinema for me, because then we go back and we're like, okay, finally we're back in this world, and this is really fun, because this is what is really cool about film. You can do this stuff, and at the same time it's a bit of statement maybe about our modern life, because we are fake, and this guy is fake. He's pretending to be a woman, but he's not.
Yeah.
And he's in a bar. It's called La Dolce Vita. It's a bit like singing karaoke
and
song.
also the woman and speaking Spanish. This kind of
yeah.
When it came out at first, I didn't understand anything, although I speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Because it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. But this we find out on set, of course. This woman is a Spanish woman, but I thought it was such a nice contrast with Paul, the actor, and her. Like, wow, speak Spanish, do it in Spanish. Afterwards, I was a bit sad because I wanted to do it everything in Spanish. Now that I think of it, but whatever. This is stuff that comes afterwards. But because he didn't understand anything of it, but he was like, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm selling my soul. So he really got seduced by just the language only, and then this woman, but he was really in love with her. They said he was, it's really something.
This is an aspect of this film, or maybe like an enlightenment almost this film gave me, is that I really started to ask myself, but what is an actor actually?
Yeah.
Because these guys, of course they're acting, at the same time they're not, because they're themselves, they're just saying a text, but then doesn't everybody do it,
Yeah.
Even regular actors.
Yeah, it makes you think.
It makes you really think.
Because the big difference is the ego part. I think the ego, we have an ego.
Yeah.
They don't.
They don't.
Yeah. They have capsone sometimes. They have little egos.
I mean, they have their moments of,
Sometimes I have to come on, man.
Yeah.
Take it back, huh? Like today, there's one of them is too much with women, and everything revolves around women, and he had to be an actor at one point, and he didn't want to. Now, what's the thing with her? Like, really, 2 women on the other arm. Like, you're coming back. No, I don't want it. So that's okay, but everybody does. True, and it's a very interesting study on acting. Yeah, because I like to think about reality and fiction. I like to think about this often, and the way we act, I act, you act, the way we act in front of a camera, the way the camera acts. Because we think it's neutral. It's not neutral. The fact we place it somewhere is a form of acting. So, it's very interesting.
Of course. The director of the Kanzen in the beginning said this funny anecdote that the DVD, or the guy who gave me the DVD, is Felix Groningen, which is a guy I actually know because we made a portrait of him last
Felix.
year. Yeah, Felix.
Oh, cool.
And La Meritude de Show, the last had the thing, and it's a great film. What do you think about Belgian or Flemish cinema today?
Wow. Apparently this is hot.
It's really a hot thing.
Yeah. Funny. It's. I'm not so into it. There's some couple of films I really like.
Like?
I like Felix films. I like old films, Belgium. I like the films that were here last year were all good. I think the Altiplano, Los Preston area. So I like this stuff, but what I like the most about the films, and that's maybe a constant thing, is the level of Proust. You know Proust?
Proust,
Yeah. It's the fact that we by a simple cookie, we go into another world, you know? And this world is completely like absurd and surreal, and I think every of these films has this aspect of completely abstract. If you go, I always start from paintings, because this is really important. This is a theory I have. I think the first directors ever existed were Flemish, because the Flemish primitives, the Flemish school back in the days, they were the first painters that worked with optical instruments. So they had figures, and they looked through lenses through their figures, and they edited on their painting. And in a way, for me, this is really a starting point. So I really look back a lot of times to paintings and start from painting and project paintings onto film, because there's a very beautiful link. You know, if those people would have been able to film, they would have been genius directors. Yeah, but they did it. That's the funny thing. They did it. They made eternal art, and it's more modern than any film could be for me. Even I had this with silent films as well. I'm very much moved by silent cinema, because it's so close to paintings. And the funny thing is, what happened through painting and to film is this, because you know, painting came from a very classical thing, portraits, let's say, and went into something extremely free and abstract and surreal, while film started out from an almost Dadaistic movement and became something very easy and good and simple portraits. We make simple portraits right now, and this is boring. So for me, I'm more referring to paintings than silent films, because there's a lot of energy in it. So like a revolutionary drive which goes out of in time and really imposes you into something, then try to refer too much to modern cinema.
So this is the cinema you want to make?
No, not I want to make, but
or do you?
I dream of at night. No, I don't know what I want to make before. I just try to follow an intuition. I think it's very important to develop this intuition as an artist and to follow it. You know, this is very, very, very difficult thing to cultivate, this intuition, because there's no ratio involved. It comes afterwards, you know. So I don't think too much. I tend to cut it back, because sometimes I really get gone with something I see, and I am analyzing the things again, but try to not to think too much. This is the kind of films I want to make. It's like intuitive cinema. Like some people like tell me, yeah, I liked the film a lot. Didn't understand anything of it, but liked it. This is good. Because their intuition was like, you know, I'm like, yeah, this is good, you know, but just don't care about the story, you know. Fuck the story. You know, it's about feelings, you know, it's about emotion, it's about experiencing something. So we don't need the story. It can help us. You know, it really can help us, of course, but if you don't need it to feel good about it, then don't. It's so simple that we don't need it anymore. Yeah.